John, Stephen, hey, congratulations on your new film. Everything's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More of a congratulations is being showcased at Tribeca this year, one of the most prestigious film festivals around the world. How do you gentlemen feel about that?
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. This was a really hard one, I think, unexpectedly to get made. And we fought every step of the way. I'll tell you something though. Early on, when we were casting this, Allison Janney and Bryan Cranston play a version of my parents in the movie. And the day that Allison said she would do it, she happened to say she would play my mom on my mom's birthday. And then when Bryan Cranston said he would play the version of my dad, he said yes on my dad's birthday. I can't explain that, but that's what happened, and it's true. So I always felt like we were going to be okay. I felt like we were going to get the movie made, but it was a long one, and we filmed it about 2 years ago. And so to
Yeah.
be here now, it
And
feels pretty good.
and being in New York as well feels the right place
Because theater
because it's the
town.
theater town, and that's where Les is heading for. He wants to go to Broadway, and I think the pure fact that we're showing it to the world for the very first time in New York City, which kind of is my favorite place on earth, I have to say. I really love this place. So it all feels right.
That is the universe, giving you signals to make this movie. So, Stephen, tell us where the original idea came from. What sparked you to write the story?
I had written a movie called I, Tonya, which was a true story or based on a true story. So after that, I was only offered true stories because that's how that works. Uh, but I didn't really want to do any of them. And then I just thought, well, why don't I do one based on the way that I grew up? Because I hadn't really seen that in a movie before, and it seemed like an original idea. And then when I started writing it, a lot of my friends were going through that specific time in your life where you either double down on making your dreams happen or you let them go. And that was really moving to me to watch people go through that. And how long do you gamble on that dream? And when do you say no? And what does that do to you? And so I wanted to put that in this movie about a family who is very hopeful and struggling to make their dreams come true.
Well said. And John, tell us what initially drew you to this story that you wanted to direct in your part.
Well, obviously, having the script sent through from somebody at Stephen's caliber, and even before I read it, and at that point, Alison and Bryan were attached to the film, so it had everything going for it, even before I read it. And then obviously when I read it, I was hooked because I saw a lot of Les's journey in myself. I wanted to be on the stage as a kid. I had the identity issues and trying to find a place and chasing my dream and not thinking it was going to be a reality. And how was a kid from the northeast of Scotland, who grew up in a fishing port, how was he ever going to, make his mark on the world and stuff? So everything was really telling me, and how you recover from family tragedy, and there was a lot of themes in the actual in the script that I responded to and I related to. So yeah, it was a no-brainer, really. It was a no-brainer. Is that what
Absolutely.
it is in the US? A
Yeah.
no-brainer? Yeah, okay. So
Especially in the US.
oh, it is right. Okay. Okay.
That is the term. Stephen, one of the things that's always challenging in these type of stories is, one thing is to write comedy, and another thing is to write tragedy, but to combine them both into one story, it's very Shakespearean in its own way, not to relate it to your,
Yes.
yeah. So so tell us about trying to balance this storyline into this film for yourself.
That's not the hard part for me. To me, I think that's sort of my sensibility. I like funny and I like sad, and to me, that's just very truthful because life is very complicated. It's not just one thing. And so, I mean, I think the better the sadder something is, the better the comedy plays, and the funnier it is, the harder the tragedy is going to strike. So I think they go hand in hand. I like that balance, and I think that's just my sensibility. I come out funny and I come out sad, you know.
And Jon, how did you tonally want to approach something like this? Because it almost felt like two different movies before the tragedy incident strikes this family.
Yeah, it really changes, halfway through. And it's about how you balance up that tone, but still make it feel, because they are very different, parts one and parts two of the film, but it's about how you balance it up and it's still making it feel like a piece that fits together, and I think it's all about the ending, and it's about how you reflect back from the ending, and all roads lead to that, and how you feel at the end of the film. And you needed everything that goes on in the second part of the film for Les's journey to come full circle and have that. I mean, hopefully at the end you're crying, but in an upbeat, you're feeling more upbeat about it and positive, but you're still emotional. That's the sweet spot that we try to get to with this. And that was something that really attracted me to making a film, because it's such a challenge as a director, is taking something off the page and holding it together tonally through performance and through music and everything else that goes into tone. So it is a big challenge, but I always feel like, what's the point in getting out of your bed and making something that's not a challenge? I don't respond to those. So
I
so yeah.
would. What's
So
easy?
was,
Show me easy.
this was not easy. This was not easy.
Too easy. Show it to me.
Everything's not easy. Before I let you go, I can tell that both of you love theater in your own way. What is your favorite stage theater show?
And probably the next one I see. Yeah, I love plays. So
More so the musicals?
I love plays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen two great plays recently in London. One with Ewan McGregor and one with Jack Lowden and Martin Freeman, that they're on in West End at the moment. But my favorite has to be Oliver, because that's who I wanted to be as a kid. When I saw Oliver, I was like, right, that's who I want to be. So
I wanted to be Nancy.
You wanted to be Nancy? There we go. Right. So that's who I'm going for. Oliver.
Well, thank you for speaking to us about your film. Everything's going to be great. Audiences will love it at Tribeca and following up later on this month. So really appreciate it. Thank you for making the world a stage for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.